Hi lovely people, welcome back to my channel. I'm Jo Salmons and I'm an artist and professional art doll maker. Every week I make something new and I show you my artistic process. With Valentine's Day just around the corner, this week I'm not making a doll, but I'm making something inspired by love. Now, one of my pet peeves is plastic waste clogging up our beautiful world. So if I can turn a plastic waste item into art and stop it becoming landfill, then that really makes me happy. So this week I'm going to show you how I turned this into this. So without further ado, let's get to it. I got the candlestick from Hobbycraft in the sale. Firstly, the candlestick is sanded and then primed with PVA glue. I then apply a couple of coats of black acrylic paint before rubbing on some gold paint with a sponge. I fill in the hole at the top of the candlestick with hot glue and foil. I thoroughly wash and sanitize a tray that contained dog food. I've been trying to think what I could do with these trays for ages now. I wanted to disguise the back of the tray, so I cut out cardboard and glue it onto the tray. I also want the inside to be nice and flat, so I cut out a piece of cardboard and glue it down. I then cover the tray in layers of tissue paper and PVA glue. At this point, everything is properly at the ugly stage, and even I am wondering if this project will look any good in the end, but I am resisting the urge to throw it all in the bin and trusting the process. To decorate the inside of the box, I use some thick paper with a diamond pattern on it. I use distress ink to give the paper an aged look. I glue the paper in place, then paint with a layer of PVA glue. I then start making the decorations for inside the box. I use air dry clay and a mould to make the fancy bit that will go on top of the heart. I score a groove into the clay where a cocktail stick will go. I plop it onto the tile and dry it out in the oven. When it is dry, I attach the cocktail stick by placing it into the groove I made and secure it in place with more clay. The cocktail stick will be used to help attach the fancy bit to the heart. The fancy bit is then dried out in the oven before being primed and painted. Next is the heart. I use a polystyrene heart which I pop onto a skewer so I can work on it. I cover the heart with layers of PVA glue and tissue paper and allow to dry. When the heart is dry, I paint, shape with chalk pastels and then varnish. I then use another mould and some black foam clay to make the ornate keyhole decoration. Resisting the temptation to buy every single mould I see is quite difficult. I've got quite the collection now. I glue the keyhole decoration onto the heart and allow to dry. When it has dried out, I seal with PVA glue and then paint with black and gold acrylic paint. I then glue the fancy top part onto the heart, inserting the cocktail stick into the heart to hold it in place securely. I paint a paper rose black, seal it with PVA glue and attach it to the heart. At this point, I see there needs to be some dark shading around the keyhole, so I do this with black chalk pastel before sealing with a spray varnish. I then start making the moulded frame using foam clay. I attach around the edge of the tray. The side of the tray looks a bit plain, so I add more fancy mouldings to jazz it up. When the mouldings are all dry, I seal them with PVA glue. I'm not happy with how the inside of the tray looks, so I make a thin border to go around the pattern paper backing, which makes it look a lot better. Next, I paint everything but the pattern part black and then rub on some gold. I use some strong glue to attach the heart. I want the tray to stick securely to the candlestick, so I use some really strong contact adhesive for this. I finish off with a vintage style key and a black ribbon bow. All done. I really hope you enjoyed watching me do something a little bit different this week. I've been wanting to do something with these plastic trays for ages, and good old Pinterest and Valentine's Day gave me a little bit of inspiration. Let me know in the comments down below what you think of my upcycling project. I'm not entirely sure what it is, but it's pretty and it looks good and it's Valentine's-y, so I'm happy. If you want to see photos of any of my other creations, then please follow me on Instagram, Facebook and TikTok. And if you want to buy any of my creations, they're all in my online shop, Damnato Dolls. All the links are down below. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you again next week. Thank you. Bye-bye.